breaking speed! Halt there!
Why are you stopping us?
Why are you driving as if all the devils are at your heels?
I must get these passengers to Lyon.
And where are you from? Paris?
It's a matter of life and death. Let us pass.
Ah, then. You are from Paris.
For mercy's sake, don't stop us. Please, I'm a doctor.
And your name?
Bruce.
If you're a doctor, you should know no one is permitted to leave Paris. Do you want to spread the plague through all of France? Get this coach back to Paris, Sergeant. You go with them.
Now, get started! Don't touch her. Yes, it is the plague, Jacopo. Our only hope was to get her out of Paris. They're dying like flies there.
My poor baby. My poor child.
Don't give way now, Henri. Take Madame and the child to Mario's room.
You are certain Mario...
Mario's not here. Poor soul, he's having troubles of his own.
Troubles?
In Sardinia, his family sent an urgent message for him. See that they get everything they need.
And remember, boil the water, everything she drinks.
Boiled?
I'll explain later. Can you manage, Henri?
Oh.
What is it?
For the moment, I thought... I was afraid she... Oh, look, Andre. She's sleeping. The first time in days.
Do you think she has a chance?
God willing, now she's here. How can I ever repay you for helping us?
I'm thinking of all those unfortunates in Paris. Hundreds, thousands of them. Doctor, how can we help them?
There were 50 new cases in this section of Paris in the last 2 days, Edmund. But the plague is centered in this area. Over 300 cases right here in Montmartre.
300 cases?
Of course, the authorities describe it as an epidemic infection.
And your prescription is boiled water?
It isn't a prescription, Edmund. Only a safeguard.
Safeguard? What do you mean?
I'm sure it's the water. The water from Montmartre comes from the North Wells. It's an underground river. The sewer system broke down about 6 months ago. Perhaps the breakdown poisoned the wells.
And you believe that boiling the water would kill the epidemic?
Do you think pills are the answer?
Pills?
Yes. Look at this.
During the present emergency, all citizens are commanded to obtain the pills issued by the Director General of Hospitals, signed the Prefect of Police.
Here they are. Pretty color, aren't they?
Have you tried them?
Oh, yes. And I've also had them analyzed. They're made of flour, spices, Arabic gum, and a coating of pink sugar.
What does it mean?
Only that somebody is making a great deal of money.
While Paris dies.
Yes.
My dear Count, this is an honor indeed. I can't tell you the pleasure this affords me.
Thank you. Dr. Roos, my personal physician. Monsieur Perrier, the prefect of the police of Paris.
Delighted, Doctor. Any friend of the Count is welcome. Won't you be seated?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Roos, surely that name was brought to my attention only recently. It was, surely it was in some report.
Dr. Roos is here to help the people of Paris, and so am I.
That is very kind. But really, Count, you shouldn't risk your valuable life by coming into Paris at all.
Well, I don't see any risk, provided one takes the precautions which Dr. Roos is here to suggest.
But precautions have already been taken, Doctor. We've succeeded in quarantining Montmartre. Of course, people occasionally manage to break through, but, Roos. Dr. Roos. Yes, indeed. You drove past the guard, sir. The law has decreed...
That no poor devil shall live if the authorities are content to let him die.
You are misinformed. The director of hospitals, Monsieur Marcel, is taking the strongest steps to check the epidemic.
With these pills?
You are taking them. Very wise. But, Doctor...
My dear Prefect.
Monsieur Marcel. Dr. Roos,
Doctor?
the Count of Monte Cristo.
The famous Count of Monte Cristo. This is a meeting I shall never forget. You may be right, sir. Indeed? My intention in coming here is to offer 2 million francs to the hospital's affairs. The money can be available today. This is really generous, Count. As Director General of Hospitals, I accept with heartfelt thanks. The people of Paris will be perpetually grateful to you. Oh, not to me. Perhaps to Dr. Roos. Dr. Roos? My first condition is that the police complaint against Dr. Roos be dismissed, so that he may be allowed to enter the stricken area at will. If the doctor cares to risk his health, why should I object?
Then it shall be done.
The second, that he be given a free hand to treat the hospitalized patients in any way he sees fit. Well, naturally, within reason.
Do you have a theory, Doctor?
Yes. That no patient be given a drink of water unless it has been boiled first.
Boiled?
I don't follow the reasoning, but for 2 million francs, I'd let you boil the entire River Seine. Good. My third condition is that not 1 sou of my money is to be spent for this product. I fail to understand the implication, monsieur. Our pills have proved their value 1,000-fold. I'm certain they have. In fact, if the plague continues, the manufacturer will be able to donate more money to the hospitals than I am. This is an aspersion on my honor. Those pills were issued at my orders. If dueling were legal in France, I'd... You would challenge me, sir. I am at your service.
Gentlemen.
I'm sorry. Perhaps I'm a little touchy. This disease, the strain under which I live. Still, there is a funny side to it. What? Boil the water. Of all the bewildering prescriptions I've ever heard. More bewildering than curing the plague with pink sugar?
And this doctor said, just boil the water?
Just boil the water, Gautier.
He has to be wrong.
But what if he's right?
We sold over 400,000 boxes of pills last week. But if the disease is arrested in the hospitals by just boiling the water, the word will spread. What about this Dr. Roos?
He is negligible. Without Monte Cristo behind him, we could brush him aside.
But Monte Cristo is behind him.
Yes. So it calls for other medicine. Stronger medicine.
No one can enter. This area is under quarantine.
Not to me.
May I ask where you're going, Doctor?
To inspect the waters of the North Wells.
You may pass.
You wait here, Jacopo. There's the villain of the piece, Doctor, if you're right.
The water looks clear enough.
We better get started. Jacopo, doctor, get that man out of there. Take him back to my chateau. What about the man?
Jacopo has already started with him.
Let's get finished.
We work for the city, sir, in the North Wells. There were 3 of us, performing our duties, you understand. And the Count came there. I knew it was Monte Cristo. I'd seen him before. There was a doctor with him. The guard at the barricade said, he said his name was Roos.
Dr. Roos.
Yes, what then?
We watched. It was our belief they were poisoning the waters.
You hear that, Perrier?
They tried to kill us all. We barely escaped with our lives.
Well, what happened to the man with you?
He was taken away. The Count said, take him to my chateau.
Thank you. You may go.
Yes.
Well, Perrier, you see the Count of Monte Cristo will stop at nothing to prove me wrong. But surely even he can go too far.
Yes.
Both bottles contain water from the North Well. Boiled, unboiled. Now we shall see. I believe it will show. I believe this will show cool, beautiful, clear spring water. Yes, yes. But more deadly than a poisonous snake. Take a look. That could be the Black Plague. Now we will look at the same water from the same well, except that this has been purified by boiling. Let us see what we have. Yes. Nothing. Take a look.
You have convinced me, Doctor. But how can we convince Paris?
We can't. Somehow we must force them to close this plague-ridden well.
Doctor. Is it the plague?
It's too early to tell. Could be just fever.
But he did swallow the water.
Yes. And if it is the plague, he could be dead by tonight.
Open! In the king's name!
Let them in, Jacopo.
What about him?
There's no time.
On behalf of the prefect of police of the city of Paris, you're all under arrest.
On what charges?
Willful attack on 3 city employees with intent to murder.
Thank you.
Your health.
Ah. So, the famous Count of Monte Cristo, we meet again. And Dr. Roos, too. How are the experiments, Doctor? Still boiling merrily, I hope.
I presume my police have released the man you abducted from the North Wells?
I'm afraid not. You see, your police are comfortably tied up in the cellar of my home.
What?
Oh, don't blame them, Perrier. Through the years, we have developed quite a faculty for turning the tables. I'm afraid that won't do you any good either. You see, they are tied up, too. You must be raving mad. How long do you think you can hold us prisoner in the prefect's own office? Until you agree to my demands.
What is your demand?
Close the North Wells.
Tonight, before the waters kill again.
You are mad.
Those wells are poisoned.
Either you close them, or I destroy them.
This whole matter has gone far enough. As prefect of police, I command you put away that gun.
I'm afraid not. Sit down. Tie him and blindfold him. We are leaving here, but Jacopo will remain with a gun leveled at you both. And by the way, don't try to talk to Jacopo. It's no good. He can't answer you. What are you going to do? You can't see, but you can hear. Listen long enough and you will know.
You will repent this, Cristo. Think of tomorrow.
I'm thinking of tonight, and all the dead and dying at Montmartre, and of the unscrupulous men who are making a fortune out of the misery of the city. Jacopo, watch them. You know the orders.
Dr. Roos, by order of the Director General.
You may pass, Doctor.
Jacopo. Are you still there, Jacopo? I'll pay you 10,000 francs to let us go. 20,000. We could certainly use Mario at a time like this.
How is he?
Well. Will you be so kind as to leave us, madame? Untie them. Welcome, gentlemen.
You will repent this, Cristo. The entire police force of Paris will be searching for me.
And undoubtedly they will find you. In the meanwhile, may I offer you some refreshment, gentlemen? A glass of boiled water, perhaps?
You've blown up the wells.
Oh, yes. No one will die from that water again. But you'll die by process of law. Not if I can prove my point.
You can't.
No? What if I told you a man died tonight, here in this house, after drinking the water from those wells?
What man?
One of your own hired murderers, Marcel. I think you should see him. Perhaps your pills will bring him back to life.
How do we know he drank the water?
You have only my word for it. Monsieur Perrier, you understand the meaning of the word justice. No man has ever been condemned without a hearing.
What sort of a hearing?
Oh, let's call it a test of faith. This is no trick, Monsieur Perrier.
This man's slippery. Don't listen to him.
But you will listen, because you're a man of reason. Are you not, sir?
I always like to hear both sides of the case. What do you want?
To prove I was right tonight.
How can you hope to do that?
Here are 2 carafes of water, both from the North Wells. The contents of this carafe has been boiled. This hasn't.
What of it?
You wanted a duel? I'll offer you one, of a different nature. We shall both drink, Marcel. I shall drink to your health, and you to my damnation. Yours is the unboiled water.
Why should I be afraid to drink?
I agree. Why should you? Unless Dr. Roos is right. To your health. Drink, my friend. It's from the wells?
Yes. The same water which killed your friend on the couch, and which has already claimed 15,000 lives in Paris.
But you're not afraid, are you? Because if you live, you'll be right, and I'll be wrong. Drink, Marcel. I won't. You will. You will drink and die, or confess.
Confess what?
What was in those pills? Your pills, Marcel. I give you 10 seconds. What was in them?
Your time is up.
It was flour, spices, and Arabic gum.
And pink sugar.
And pink sugar.
I thank you.
Will you be back, Amalia?
Oh, yes, yes, I will. And thank you.
You all must come back. Soon.
We owe you so much, Edmund, but Paris owes you more.
Listen. You can just hear the bells of the Sacred Heart Church.
They're pealing because Paris is free again, thanks to you, Edmund.
Oh, no, Doctor. Thanks to you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bless you.